You have to feel your desire and then it will manifest. You have to feel your desire. And in feeling your desire, you have to be secure in your desire and then it will manifest. But that's the thing that's so annoying, because you have to trust in something that you can't yet see. But you don't need to see emotion. You just have to feel it, because there are two ways that you can know what you're going to manifest. By one, what actually manifests, or by two, by how you felt before it manifested. So in the same way, you can tell how you're doing on any desire in two ways: by how you feel about it and by what manifests. And we want the how you feel about it to be your real metric of success, because once you can feel it, it will turn into a reality. It will. But we don't want you to use your action to turn it into a reality. You just have to accept that it will already turn into a reality. That law of attraction will do the work, because now you're holding to the stance, the opinion, the feeling that you want, and in feeling that feeling and finding success in that feeling, then the details have to start filling in. But it's when you start to get, insecure isn't the right word, more like dissatisfied in the dream. The image, the idea isn't enough. You want it to be physically manifested right now. And that's where our human friends, who are all so amazing, they want to give very effort. That's where that sort of productivity mindset, that grinding mindset comes from, which is that if you're not going towards your desire right now with action, if you're not going after it with a hammer, if you're not chasing your desires to the ends of the earth, then you're not being productive. And we're saying the most productive thing that you can do is feel good about where you are, feel good about where you stand, make peace with the reality. And ultimately, the best way to do that, because here's the thing, you have a list of desires, and and here's the thing, every desire needs work on resistance. But you know what's crazy? When you try to work on resistance, do you know what happens? You make the resistance more, because that's how law of attraction works. You can't work on something, you can't focus on something without making it bigger. So the way to solve your problems is not to talk about your problems, is not to vent, is not to get into groups and talk to your friends and try to get advice. It's about feeling for the solution. Because here's the thing, and we love saying this because you're in this time and space, you're in this physical reality where you can translate everything into these five senses. But we're just saying there's another reality, and that reality is your true reality. That reality is who you really are. That reality is what your guidance system is actually telling you. What reality are you in? What opinion, what eyes are you looking at this, whatever you're looking at, what opinion are you looking at through the eyes of? Because ultimately, here's the thing, there's no secret or code for manifestation. That's a secret. Do you know what the secret is for manifestation? Is that there is no secret. It doesn't matter how well you understand this, because here's the thing, you already understand all this. But the thing is that you can jump from here from over there, because that's vibrationally inaccurate, and you know that because it makes sense, right? Because that's how momentum works. You can't just stop a train. You can't stop a car while it's in, going 100 miles per hour, because it's going to hurt and it's going to be fatal to your reality. So that's the same thing with your vibration. So if you want to get over there, you have to feel your way there. You have to allow the momentum to take your way there. And this is the thing about your manifestations, right? Because everything that you want, you can really have. And in fact, you are already having. You're already living many pieces of it. You're living the emotional pieces of it that really are the framework for all the details to fill in. That sounds so fancy. Here's the thing, is that manifestation, we can make it sound so fancy and so intense and so theoretical, but it's really so easy. It's really as simple as, if a thought feels good, continue to think it, and if a thought feels bad, bail, flop. But many of our human friends, they think thoughts even if they feel bad, because they want to be real. They'd be like, well, I'd be silly to not have a plan B, because everyone has one. But we're saying that in you having a plan B, do you know what happens? You split your energy, you split your focus, and now you're not powerful. Now your focus isn't there, because we're talking here about not the power of the universe, because the power of the universe is a given. But what we're really talking about is the power of your own focus, because that's what we're really talking about here. You are the cooperative component that we are interested in. So here you are in your vibrational reality. Here you are in this physical reality, and you want things. So when you look, this is the thing, and this is why taking score of reality is such an interesting conversation, because when we say don't look for your manifestation, when you hear other teachers say that, and when you even hear us say, don't take a score of what is, we're not really giving you anything. Because when you try not to look at reality, guess what happens? You look at reality, because you're always going to be able to see reality. You can never turn off the law of attraction. And in fact, the law of attraction is really relentless. Everyone is not getting attacked isn't the right word, but it's just really, the law of attraction is after everyone, is responding to everyone's point of attraction. Because if you're not asleep, your law of attraction is responding to your active point of attraction, your active thought. So we can't get law of attraction to turn off. In the same way with that, there is no way for us to make you jump all the way over there, because you can't take a jump that you're ready for. Because when you're ready for the jump, it doesn't feel like a jump. It just feels like the next logical step. So we have a question to you. Do your desires feel big? Do they feel fantastical? Or do they just feel like the next logical step? Because you've done the work. You've dreamed it into reality. You've felt good about your desire, because you can't work on resistance. You have to make the desire feel good. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Yes, we are. We're going to talk about how you can make your desire feel good to you in your mind, because that's the work. And Do you know why your desire doesn't feel good to you? Because you want it. It was launched, the rocket was launched, source got it, and here it is in this vibrational reality, and your job now is to allow it. So it's there, but you can't see it, right? You can't look in this reality right now and look at your millions, but we're telling you they are. So you're saying, okay, so how can I logically approach that? And we tell you, it's not to work on the resistance, it's not to chip away at all the beliefs that may be in your way. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to start again. The way to do it is to feel good about the desire in a general sense. And sometimes you have to step really far back away. Like we're talking all the way back to, I'm a creator, law of attraction exists, like those type of statements, because sometimes that's what only thing that will work. But we're telling you that you already did all the work, so you don't need to go after or do any of this work in the sense where if I don't do it, something bad will happen. If I don't do it, then nothing I want will come, because that's actually the attitude. Do you know why you're not experiencing the things that you want? Because you keep noticing that they're not here. You keep starting from a premise that they're not in your reality. But kudos to you, and this is why we started off this way, because ultimately you're right, you can see your reality, but like you said, this is not the real reality. This is your what is reality. So when we say don't take score of reality, what we're really saying is it doesn't matter if you take score. We're just telling you, don't let what is bother you so much, because like we said, since law of attraction can't be turned off, law of attraction is relentless, is going after you. We can't turn contrast off either. We can't turn off that very reason for your being here, which is for you to experience what I don't want to experience what I do want. That's what we call contrast. So it's that sifting process. You can't turn it off. You can never turn it off. And in fact, that's actually why you came into this planet. You really understood contrast as being something so fruitful and so amazing and so inspiring and so tantalizing and even so stimulating, because that's what you came here for. You came here because you were a creator. But here in your reality now, as you've been living through all these days of your life, contrast is kicking your ass, because just when you get up to speed with one desire, you want something else again, and you're like, damn, I just got this desire good in my mind, and now I want something else that I don't believe in, because there's nothing in this world that's worse than wanting something you do not believe in. But we're saying you can believe in everything, because it's not effort. We're not talking about effort. We're not talking about action. That's the thing. This work is best understood as standing where you are right now and understanding that there is no action that you can take, because you didn't create the world with action. The world wasn't created with action. You would never create it, and no one created anything with action. They were all inspired to action. Everyone created with their thoughts first, because everything that you want in this vibrational journey, this vibrational gap, everything that you want, this quantifiable journey from here to your manifestation, everything that you want is already 99% completed before you see any physical evidence. That's why it feels like when the manifestation comes, it almost feels like it came out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere. It came because you were on the path there. You were on the steady path there. You felt good about your desire, because you it's not time for your action, it's time for your expectation, because it's not that you need to do more that you're not doing. It's not that you're missing a piece of the puzzle that is not there, and the reason why it's not there is because you're incompetent in some way. It's not like that at all. There's not some piece that you're looking for. It's actually the expectation piece. So this is the best way to explain expectation. You have a thought, right? And that's what a belief is. A thought is just a thought that you continue to think over and over again, so much that it's just easy to think. It's like you go to the library and you just keep taking that book out because it's just so easy. Because or even it's like a food. It's like, there's so many foods, there's so many things or places to eat in the city, but you just end up going to the exact same place because you know that the food will be there. You don't want to try anything new. But we're saying that's how your beliefs are. It's that one thought, one restaurant that you continue to visit over and over again. And sometimes your beliefs work for you and sometimes they do not. And the way to get rid of the beliefs that don't work for you is to stop giving them attention. Just stop thinking that. Because our human friends, they dig themselves into holes and then they try to pick themselves back out, dig themselves back out. And we're just telling you, why even get into the hole in the first place? Because you want to be realistic. You want to look confident and smart in front of your peers. You want them to understand you. So you talk about the news with them. You talk about reality. You talk in a way with that you lower your vibration so that you can vibrate on the same frequency as them for the sake of being understood. And in reality, no one is connected. The real connection, the real understanding comes from your inner being. That's the harmony that you're looking for. So in this vibrational journey, you're not going to see your manifestation until not like it's too late, but until it's there, until it's physically there. So our job or our best work is to help you understand that your job, because we can't offer your vibration for you. No one can. Even your own source energy, even your own inner being can offer your vibration for you, because you didn't come to just close your eyes and wake up and have everything there. You wanted the active molding, hands in the clay process. You wanted to be the creator of your own life experience. You wanted to think a thought, feel a way, certain way, and then experience results that were different than the results that you were getting. You wanted to learn how to tune your frequency and get really good at it and have fun all along the way, because everything that you wanted was for the journey. Everything that you wanted was for the feeling anyways. So you're not going to see your manifestations. And that's where we say you have to get over reality, because when you look into reality right now and you try to take score, meaning you're looking into reality and you're saying, well, how much has actually manifested, right? How effective have I really been? So you look at reality. Oh, there's nothing. There's no money in the bank account. There's no this. There's no that. No body weight has been lost. So what's really good? Universe, what, like, that must mean that this desire is not working. So when you think this desire is not working, you're thinking about the absence of it. And when you think about the absence of it because it's there in front of you, then you're doing what many of our friends do. You're you know what you're doing? You're beating the drum of, it's not here and I don't feel good, and I can't feel good until reality changes. And we're saying, no, the reason why you don't feel good is because you're letting this desire, and you're letting your perception of this desire, meaning the perceived absence, meaning you're taking score of it too early, that perception, that deciding that you're deciding to take that, to perceive it that way, you're allowing this desire to stop you from being source in this moment, because you must be source. We are we give it to you all. You are source energy in this body, and you must be source energy. So the desires really take the back seat. Everything really is for the feeling. So then the best way to track your progress, the best way to answer the question, how are you doing? How do you feel about this desire? Because many of your friends are like, well, how I feel about it has everything to do with how much has already manifested. But if nothing has manifested, then I can't feel good. Then we're like, then you're screwed, because then you know what that means? That means that you're not going to feel different until the reality changes. And guess what happens? Reality is not going to change, because your job is to stick with the dream all the way to fruition. Your job is to feel good all the way to fruition, because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about you in the driver's seat, but the way that you drive is with your emotion. You want to mold the clay of your emotions, and we know that you can do this. And ultimately, guess what, friends? You're not going to see your manifestation for a while, but you can feel it, and the feeling has to be enough, because the feeling is what you want. So now the expectation that you think about is that I already feel my desire. I feel it. It feels good to me. You have to get general about it sometimes. So this desire is perfect. It's working out. It's going good. Because that's the thing. What you really want is for the feeling. But if you're already having the feeling, then that means that your success, your desire is working out really well. You're just not living the physical evidence of it yet. Yeah, that's the key point. But you're living the emotional pieces, and the emotional pieces are the biggest piece. So what we're saying is, once you feel your desire, you can claim it as a success. It's a success. So when someone asks you, how's your money going? You're like, oh yeah, it's been going really good. And in your mind, you're like, you're not telling them, because, well, backtrack. Your friend will be like, oh, that means you feel good, because that must mean that if you feel good, that must mean a lot of your money, there's a lot of money in your bank account, everything's been working. And you're like, yeah, basically. And they're like, what, like, so, like, do you have a lot of money then? Because I still, you're still wearing the same style of clothes, you still live in the same place. And you're like, yeah, like, I feel really good about money. It just feels right. It just feels right. It's gonna come right on time. I can feel it. And it feels so good. And then you're like, oh, so the money has been coming in then. And you're gonna be like, not yet, but I'm enjoying it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it never comes, because it's going well. Because I have the expectation, because I understand. I've been feeling it. I feel the money when I talk about why I want the money, and I understand that it's for security, and I find, where do I have security in my life? Oh, I have security in what I believe in. I have security in actually how I feel. I can go general. I can have control over my thoughts. I understand who I am. I'm not someone who is walking around here looking to be fulfilled. I'm fulfilled. I'm fulfilled in the emotion. I'm generally doing so well in my life. So I have all the things that money can't buy. I have money right now. I'm rich with satisfaction. I'm rich with clarity. I'm rich with understanding about this amazing benevolent universe. I'm rich with who I am. I'm rich with source energy. I'm rich with connection. And they'll be like, true, because you're a visionary now. You have crossed into the territory of being a visionary. You're seeing things before anyone can see it, because it will turn into a reality. And we're just saying, you gotta believe in it first. You got to feel it, because you're not gonna see your desire, and you can't let the not seeing it be the reason why you feel bad about it, because you're not wrong to think that. But we're saying is that you're just operating under a false premise, which is that this is the only reality. If you don't see it in your reality, it's missing. We're just saying it's not missing, it's on the way. So at least say that. At least say it's on the way. So let's say it all in a way that's so succinct that you'll never forget it. You gotta use your expectation more. The power of your expectation, the power of your thought and expectation is a very powerful thing. And we want you to expect your desires to be the next logical step, because you have already felt them. Because when you think about why you want your desire, you break it down into a vibrational, because there's no desire that's too big. And the way to make the desire that even feels big, make it feel logical and smaller to you, is to talk about why you want it. So you break it down into the feeling components, because there's no emotion that you haven't felt before. So you understand, hey, it feels like this, it feels good. Or you're like, oh, I have all these emotions in my life already in this area, like I've been feeling this way. So this desire is a success. This desire is going really good. And that expectation, that understanding of, yeah, this desire is going really good, is progressing in the way that I want it to, then it has to manifest. It will manifest. It will reality, just because in that style of in that holding, or in that perception, in that belief, yes, that belief, in that expectation, you're so firm, or you're so clear, you're so pure in your frequency, in your vibrational offering, that the universe literally thinks that, hey, you're right, the money thing is going really good because you can feel it. Here's all the money. And then it's not that it comes to you randomly, it's always a surprise, because that's the best part. The best part is actually how it all unfolds.